Bro just hides behind a baggy t-shirt. He's not even as lean as all the pictures he shows.
Okay, do you just want me to film all my videos shirtless from now on?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay, are you happy now?
Bro's looking yummy. That's more like it.
Coming at you live from Skeleton City. Another fun-filled day of reading your guys' comments, so let's get into it. Bro hides behind that baggy shirt. Is he even as lean as the pictures he always shows? I guess from now on, I can always just film with my shirt off if you prefer it that way. And am I as lean? Like, I don't know. Do I look jacked in this lighting or whatever? I mean, just as lean as in the pictures. When I did break my collarbone, I did gain, I'm about 5 pounds heavier than the pictures, but that's just because I was like nervous. It's funny, the YouTube comments really get in your head, but people were like, you're not going to have anything to pull from, and you're not going to be able to heal your bone. So I basically was force feeding, trying to just make sure I had enough calories and nutrients to heal my bone, but the bone's healing great, and yeah, so still lean even after eating all that. It's very easy right now. What I'm doing is I'm just basically maintaining, this lean physique. So T113 is what I've been doing, and yeah, that's a good maintenance mode. For anyone that's wondering, what my plan was once I got to Skeleton City. Can I stay in Skeleton City? Right now, I'm easily staying in Skeleton City. T113. Guys, what's T113? So just like what I was saying, T113, it's tier 1 for breakfast, tier 1 for lunch, and tier 3 for dinner. So if you haven't read the ebook yet, skeletondiet.com, we have our free ebook on there, and we go further into like how you can combine all the different tiers. But yeah, T113, that's like basically what the sugar diet originally was, or a variant of what it originally was, and I think that's the best way to eat for most people. T113. We love both of you. Don't do a separate show. Thanks. And yeah, we wouldn't, it's funny, it's like we thought about it, like, oh, maybe she should just start her own Mrs. Skeleton channel, but I don't know. I don't even think it's really like worth it to do that, right?
I think if anything, we could start whatever we're gonna do here, and if people like hate it and they're like, we don't want to see her on, then I could always like move to my own channel. But for now, it's like we're both here, we're always like talking together on the same thing, so there's not really anything that I'm gonna say there that I couldn't do here. Right. So
yeah, it's Skeleton City, that's the city where we both live. So I think it's appropriate that she's here. And like she said, there's nothing that she needs to say. She can, do a video. If you guys want her to do a video by herself without me rambling and yapping the whole time, let me know in the comments. If you don't want to hear me yapping too much and you just want to see Mrs. Skeleton do like her own Q&A, leave that in the comments. Crazy. I sugar fasted for a month. Recovery was stupid good. Resting heart rate was crazy good. And sleep was effing amazing. I'm back to vertical diet and I'm doing all right. Just all right. Yeah, I think that's like a big thing. I know, there's everybody wants to make sure they're getting enough protein or whatever, but you don't have as much energy. Yeah, this even happened. Whenever I broke my collarbone, I was upping the protein, and I noticed that I didn't have as much energy as when it was like strict, fruit, sugar, juice with less protein than normal. Yeah, so the vertical diet, it's basically like a bodybuilder's diet. So it's still low fat, just a lot more protein. And I think that's kind of the general consensus. I think most people would say you're not going to have as much energy. So, yeah, I mean, and again, it depends on what your goals are. If you want to be a bodybuilder, you should probably eat like a bodybuilder. If you want to be, skinny like a skeleton, eat like me. I totally used to think that I could have unlimited amounts of sugar. Yeah, not the case, even with low fat, lol. Glad I figured that out. I've heard some content creators say you can have unlimited amounts. Not true for everyone. Like you say, eat enough.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone wants to believe, is that you can just eat unlimited amounts of sugar because there's no fat and there's no protein, so just dump it on everything. But unfortunately, that's not the case.
And that's the thing, like, there's no unlimited fat. If you're keto, you can have unlimited fat. Like, you don't get unlimited anything. Like, that's not I hate to like go back to nature and like appeal to nature, but like in nature we didn't have unlimited anything. There was scarcity. That's what keeps like the I don't know, the human race going or whatever. Nobody got unlimited anything.
Not even with the nature thing, just like unlimited anything right now. Like you can't drink unlimited water.
Okay, let me scratch that. I won't talk about nature. In nature, maybe, because everything's like, directly, what are you eating? Like fruit off of a tree? We're talking about unlimited sugar.
It was like limited naturally. So unlimited was like as much as you could get, which was nothing.
Yeah, but even if you could get unlimited amounts of fruit in nature, refined sugar is not nature. Unlimited amounts of unnatural, like if they say unlimited is natural, well, natural isn't refined anything, or even like, okay, let's put it this way, even just driving to Costco and getting a box of mangoes, that's not even, like, that's already unnatural. If you could eat unlimited fruit in nature, or unlimited whatever it is in nature, you got to work for it. You got to climb the tree, you got to chop the tree, you got to go pick the berries or whatever. We lived in Oregon for a while, and we sort of had that experience when you're like picking the blackberries. It's a lot of work to pick all those blackberries off. They're in Oregon, they're like everywhere. You just be like walking around, there'd be blackberry bushes, you could just eat it right off the vine.
I think by the time you get like enough to where you're full, you're going to be tired of picking them before you even get to that point.
Right.
So like it limits yourself naturally.
Yeah.
Versus what you're saying is like packaged, refined products like sugar that's so calorie dense and just readily available.
Or even packaged mangoes, like packaged bananas, or, anything from the store. Like, you didn't have to work for that. If you didn't work for your food, then you don't get to eat unlimited of it. I mean, I am usually in tier 1, but if I go to tier 2, I see a weight spike. Let's say I have potatoes instead of fruit on the weekend, I will see a spike that took a week to drop back to starting weight. But ever since I haven't seen a significant drop, I wonder if I'm hitting a plateau, but I will give it a few more weeks. So I think that's the thing when eating starches or proteins. Like when I was tier 1, when I broke my collarbone, I had been tier 1 for months. I had not had starches or any proteins. It was just fruit, juice, sugar, vegetables for months. And I think that's a big reason on why I almost gained 10 pounds overnight. It was like that. But I think it's because starches and protein take longer to digest. So it's like immediately, if you start eating starch again in your tier 2, you will have some amount of food that's just going to be like sitting in your gut taking longer than like watermelon or whatever that's going to digest within the day. So I think that's a big reason when you said you go from tier 1 to tier 2 and you immediately gain. You're not gaining fat. You're just gaining food volume, like undigested food that's going to sit around for a little longer. So I wouldn't stress about it going from, the other tiers. You're not gaining fat. You're just gaining food. I've lived in 2 of the blue zones. They are definitely not eating a low-fat diet, including older people. So I'm not just skewed by modernization. Lower than standard American, yes, but not low, and definitely not without animal product. That Blue Zones book was always propaganda. Not saying that means low-fat isn't healthy. I'm just saying that the Blue Zones are not what people think they are. And yeah, mainly when I say the Blue Zones, I haven't read whichever book you're talking about. I haven't read it. We watched that documentary.
Yeah, we watched the documentary, and I thought a lot of their diets in there were like mostly low fat. I mean, again, you said lower than the standard American. Well, that's what we mean when we say low fat. Like not like strict like under 10 grams a day fat, but it's a lower fat diet. And I think the fat sources are also coming from healthier natural places.
Yeah, and mainly I'm talking about Okinawa. Like that, if you guys seen that Blue Zones documentary on Netflix, which again, all documentaries to me are propaganda. Like it's so obvious that any documentary, whether it's whatever they're trying to push their agenda. So it's like, it's obviously like skewed in that way. But when they went to Okinawa, it was pretty low fat, and it was like mainly sweet potatoes is what they're eating. So I think in Okinawa, it's like primarily low fat, and they eat some amount of animal products.
Yeah, I think they eat fish and stuff. It's like mostly plant based with like some fish.
Right, exactly. And
that's kind of what we're saying with tier 3.
Tier 3. They're on Okinawa. When I say tier 3 is like the Blue Zone diet, I mean tier 3 is like the Okinawa diet. But even before that, like if I know like Japan and China and Korea, they're all basically following what we do in America.
Yeah, their diets now are very westernized.
Yeah, exactly. So 100 or 200 years ago or whatever, X amount of years ago, it was all low fat. They were all eating, basically what Okinawa, that Netflix documentary shows. That was like all those Asian countries. That's what they were eating 100 years ago. And that's mainly what I mean. But yeah, I haven't looked further into the Blue Zone thing other than that documentary. How much is the free ebook? The free ebook is free, skeletondiet.com, free 99. Get there while you can. The keto guys always have to show up and tell you how much weight they lost. They really are miserable. I'm on a cut. I'm not on your diet, but I'll tell you, starving is a funner diet than keto. I once ate 12 meals in 27 days, and that was better than keto. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I've never tried keto, but like I watched that Sean Baker video where he ate like frozen butter, and they're like butter chips, and he was just eating it. It reminded me of, what was that Lindsay Lohan movie with Tyra Banks?
Oh, Life Size?
Life Size. And like Tyra Banks is like eating the butter at dinner.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, but like that's what it reminded me of. Like, even me as a kid, I was like 8 years old at the time watching that. I knew like that was repulsive, like Tyra Banks just eating straight butter. But yeah, no, it's just, it never appealed to me. So I've never tried it, but I believe you when you say that eating nothing was better than eating keto. Mrs. Skeleton is just the best. Hey, Mrs. Skeleton.
Thank you. Loving your content and definitely want to try out this way of eating for weight loss. I have 2 questions though. Number 1, why is caffeine not allowed? And number 2, where does dairy/low-fat milk come in the skeleton pyramid? As in, what tier would that fall under? So, low-fat dairy products are in tier 3, like skim milk or, fat-free Greek yogurt and that kind of thing. Low-fat, like string cheese and that sort of thing. That's in tier 3.
And then as far as caffeine, it's not that it's not allowed. If you want to have caffeine, go ahead. My whole thing with caffeine is that you just won't need it. You get so much energy from the food, you just simply don't need caffeine. But if that's something you want to do and you enjoy caffeine, then by all means, go for it. Just know that you don't have to. And that's why I always like harp on like the trifecta, lean, high VO2 max, and drug-free. Because basically, if somebody comes at me and says, do this diet, but they're using caffeine, then that's a hole in your diet. That's like if somebody sells you a Lamborghini, they're like, here, you can have this Lamborghini. It's the best car ever, but you have to jumpstart it every single day. Like every day you want to drive it, you have to jumpstart it. And it's like, okay, like that's really not the greatest car ever then. Like I would rather...
My Toyota works just fine.
Right.
I don't have to jumpstart it every day and it just consistently gets me to where I need to go.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but this one, like, it'll get you there faster.
Right, yeah. So that's the main reason why I even bring up caffeine. And you can look into... Use ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT about the pros and cons of caffeine and then make your own decision from there on whether or not you want to use it or take it or whatever. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. It's way better now that wifey is involved, to be honest. I agree. And like, it's not that I was running out of things to say, but I think everybody was running out of patience of just listening to me, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we can bounce ideas and conversations off each other. Like, anybody that doesn't, I don't know, she's honestly just sits here quiet a lot of the times. Like, why would you hate her? She's old. Like Happy Gilmore.
You can't just take her stuff. She's too old.
I was like, old?
Yeah. She just sits here and she's cool, calm, collected. I don't know why you could possibly hate Mrs. Skeleton. You are so blessed. You've got a cheerleader wife, not just in looks, but the personality, cheering you on. Yeah, and she was a cheerleader. When I first met her, she was in high school. She was the cheer captain or whatever. And maybe we'll throw up a picture of her. Do you have a picture from when you were a cheerleader?
Probably.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll throw up a picture. How's your VO2 max after the accident? So basically, it's only gone down like a couple points, like 2 or 3 points. So it's still like in like superior range or whatever. It's like, I think it's a 62 right now or 63. So it's good actually for as long, it's been over almost 2 months now, for as like that break I took, I thought it would have been a lot worse. However, I have not actually tried to race on Zwift.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of maintenance stuff. Like on the bike, just like maintenance miles, running, you'll run slow with me. Like you're not doing anything to the extent that you were doing it before.
Right. So I haven't really tested it, and I'm like actually a little nervous to
I'm sure you lost a little, but like you're already so high that like you'll bounce right back.
Yeah. So I just when you're racing on Zwift, there's a lot of like tugging on the handlebars and everything, and I just don't have that quite yet. Maybe in like a week I'll try and do a race, but yeah, VO2 max not bad. It lowered a little bit, but not as much as what I would have thought it would be.
What do you think about rebounding? Is it a waste of time or beneficial? Yeah, I think rebounding's cool. We actually have a rebounder. We don't use it nearly as much as we should, but it's a nice thing to have because we have a treadmill too, and I hate the treadmill. Like I'd rather walk laps around my block than sit there and walk on a treadmill. But I feel like the rebounder is not as boring. Like you can, and you can do the treadmill while you watch TV too, but something about like bouncing. Is it a waste of time? Definitely not. It's a good way to get some cardio in. Cycling would be the best option if you have that, but if you don't have one, the rebounder is a totally viable option.
Yeah, you're just not going to get as good of a workout.
It depends. I thought so too, but recently I found like, I don't know, we always just kind of like bounce, like it just kind of bounce around while move around, more like a walking pace. But I found recently some videos like on YouTube where people are like doing these really intense like bounces, and like I was out of breath, and I have like not a really good VO2 max, but I have a decent VO2 max, and it actually gave me a good workout.
Yeah, so. But it's not as much as like a Zwift race. There's no way that you're like during a Zwift race, I've seen her cry during Zwift races. I've never seen her cry on the rebounder before. So,
well, I've never pushed it to the point where I needed to.
I know, but that's the point, though. I don't think you can. I mean, here's the thing. That's why I always promote.
Well, you're not racing people on the rebounder.
Yeah. Well, number one, I don't know that you could like get. I don't know. My amateur opinion, I don't think you can get a 200 BPM heart rate on a rebounder. Certainly not by yourself either, but like when you're riding on Zwift and you're racing against somebody, that's your ego. That's like fueling you to go. So it's like maybe if there was like a rebounder race or something like that.
But you know what? That's not for everybody. And maybe, some women don't like that competitiveness and they just want to do it for themselves.
Yeah.
In which case it's fun to do a little workout with some music and it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
This is off topic too, but I found rebounder workouts like for abs and stuff too. So they're actually like a versatile tool for just to have.
That's what I think. That's why we got the rebounder, was just so you never had an excuse to just like, if you we bought that thing when we were at our heaviest. So
we were like, we need to get all equipment going in this house, so we like don't have any reason
excuses. Yeah,
but we were still gaining weight using it. So.
Yeah, but but no, rebounding while watching TV is great, and I think rebounding with like the ab things, like you should use it for. It's way more versatile, like she said, for like other things. Whereas the bike, it's just that's all you can do is that one motion.
I think the other thing you realize too, kind of like you said, is you use way different like muscles and parts of your body. Like you might think rebounding is just like, using like your cardiovascular system, but you're sore in different places that you're normally not sore. So It's good for cardio and VO2 max. It's good, but also just like toning and other muscles.
Basically, my answer would be, if you can, get both. Get a bike, get an indoor bike, and get a rebounder if you could. But if there's just one or the other, like you only had like space for one, I'd always go for Zwift or an indoor bike over the rebounder.
Exactly right. It's the sugar with the fat and the baked goods that people are addicted to. This is why sugar has been given such a bad rap. I think that was in the last or a couple videos ago where we were talking about like donuts and stuff. Like people say like sugar's addictive, but what they mean is like a sugar and a fat together in something like cookies and cakes and donuts. That's the addictive or the bad stuff, but everyone always chalks it up to sugar and says, oh, it's the sugar makes you fat, and forgets like all the other junk that's in that stuff.
Right. It's like, I don't know if that's the right analogy, throw the baby out with the bathwater, but like and I'm not going to say it's only fat, but like It's a combination of both. Because I also wouldn't say that fat is addictive. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing with like the keto people or the sugar people. Like everybody wants to be like, no, the other one's the worst thing ever. But it's like, could it be that both things combined together is the issue? You know what I mean?
I don't like crave sugar and I don't crave fat, but I'll crave something that is both of them, like Oreos or potato chips.
Or buttered popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, I would love buttered popcorn.
It's both.
Yeah, so. Everybody knows she beat you up and put you in the hospital, bro. I already reached out before. You don't have to endure that. There are resources out there. You seem a little scared when she is there beside you. Send me a message and I can give you some shelter info and put you in contact with some counselors. I'm guessing she forced your weight down so she could be able to control you more. Put the weight back on and get out of there before something serious happens. I'm being serious. You belong in this world and have worth. That gave me a good laugh. That's K-Bad, Kevin Bad. He's like he's always on Cole's channel, and he's the one that whenever I didn't post after breaking my collarbone, he was like, R.I.P. He goes around and like says, R.I.P. bro. Anytime you don't post, because I've seen it, I think he did it to, I don't remember who, or I think he did it to Sweet Truckin', or he did it to somebody, and he put RIP, bro, because he hadn't posted in like 5 days or whatever, but no, that's just our guy, K-Bad.
Hi, what tier did Mrs. S do when she started her weight loss the most? Yeah, so when we started at the same time, and we did everything like the exact same way, and we started doing like 1-3-3, and so... if you look at it over like what I spent the most amount of time in, what would you say?
It's still tier 1 though. Like even though it's T1-3-3, when we say 3-3, that doesn't mean like you still didn't have any, you know what I mean? Like any vegetables.
Yeah.
Or those fruit, juice, sugar, vegetables.
Yeah.
You still had those at lunch and dinner.
Yeah. So it's not like our tier 3 meals were like just focused on like a lot of protein and fat. Like it was like mostly vegetables still. So, but with added, starches and proteins and a little bit of fats. So,
yeah. I'd say overall it's tier 1. Tier 1 are the foods that even still like you're mainly eating, and even at the beginning, it was like.
Yeah, over the last whole journey of my weight loss, I've eaten the most tier 1 meals out of any type of meals. But if she's saying like what tier combo I spent the most, I lost most of my weight in, probably a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, probably a 1, 2, 3. But my fastest weight loss was in 1-1-1.
Straight tier 1.
Yeah, straight 1.
Over 90% ADHD diagnostics are false. You know, it's funny. I always said that because she always says she has ADHD.
It's not like I always say I have ADHD. I've never been diagnosed. I've never thought about going to the doctor or getting on meds. Like, it's not like, it's kind of like, I guess, a running joke between us now. Like, okay, I have family members who like legitimately were medicated for it. So like, I'm aware that they have like legit ADHD, and I believe that. For me.
Well, no, but I don't even believe that he has ADHD.
Really?
No, well, not in that regard. Like, not that in the sense that he has to take medication for it. Like,
nobody has to take medication for anything. I believe it could have and should have been treated without medication. But I grew up with this person and I saw, the difference of night and day. So. Well,
no, you saw it whenever he would not be on his meds. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm speaking from very amateur experience, but you saw him when he was off his meds, and he was like nuts. But I think he was nuts because the meds.
No, I'm not saying that he should have been treated with meds. What I'm saying is that was a legitimate, like, something wrong with this person.
Yeah, but
that needed treated in maybe different ways.
And I think that there was something wrong with this person based off of environmental.
I'm not saying what it's based off of, but it did exist in this person.
Yeah.
So I do believe that some people have ADHD. Do as many people have it as claim to have it now? I don't know. I mean, I think they just like to say that if you can't sit still in school, you have ADHD, and they like to just chalk it up to that.
Yeah.
So, like, I think we use ADHD lightly, even including us, when we say, I have ADHD. Like, no, I don't, like, have ADHD. I mean, do I have ADHD traits? Well, you have some ADHD traits. Maybe I have more than you do, but, like, Yeah, it's
Yeah, so, but I do agree, like, I think it's overdiagnosed, because he said, what did he say? He said over 90% are false of the diagnostics, and I mean, I don't know about that statistic, but yeah.
You know, people also say back in the day, we didn't have ADHD back in the day, but like, did you not?
Well, no. Well, go ahead.
Because like, maybe people just weren't diagnosed back then. Like, I don't know. It's hard. They say that with autism too. Like, there's way more now. Okay, so I can see both sides. Like, at the same time, like, diet and environmental stuff is so crap now that if that is what causes ADHD or autism or all these things that people say, well, yeah, I can see why, because we don't have the same, you know, clean diets and things that we had back in the day before we had this epidemic of all these disorders.
What I think though is also, like, we're not in a natural environment anymore. Like, sitting in school for 8 hours, like, that's not natural, or 6 hours, whatever it is. You know, not to go back to homeschooling, but we homeschool our kid, and he's active, jumping on the trampoline. He's like doing stuff all day long. So I guarantee you most people would say he has ADHD because he's hyperactive and he's got a lot of energy. But like, I think that back in the day, you had something to do. You had to go chop wood, or you had to go like go down to the river and get some clean water for the family or whatever. So like, that is a way to like output all your ADHD.
So maybe, you know, this person that says like 90% of it is false. Well, if we put all those people that were chopping wood back in the day in a classroom for 6 hours a day, would all those people get diagnosed? Like, yeah, maybe. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Another rant that nobody asked for.
Yeah, another ADHD rant that
nobody asked for.
You look healthy, Mr. Skeleton. The tier you're on is working for you. Are you gaining or just maintaining? It's a great example for us. Yeah, kind of like what I said earlier. I'm T113 right now, and after I broke the collarbone, I force fed. I was like purposely eating a lot.
Not that you were trying to gain, but you were trying to make sure you got in as many calories, nutrients, everything you needed. Like, you were doing all the research to like heal your bone and stuff. So you didn't care. Like, if you were going to put on a few pounds, like, it was worth it to you.
Yeah.
So, but now you've balanced out and you've maintained.
Yeah. And I'll also I lost a little bit. I purposely gained weight, and then I did a little stint of tier 1 and lost some weight over like a couple weeks or a few weeks, where it was just mainly tier 1, and now I'm T113. And that's the maintenance that I've been doing, and it's been working great so far. And yeah, for the foreseeable future, maybe I'll film all the videos moving forward with my shirt off, and you guys can just hyperanalyze my body, and you tell me if there's like micro bits of fat that are accumulating on my body. You can let me know.
True. They like to say that about me, so now they get to analyze you and say, are you stalled?
Yeah, you can see if I stalled or not. So, bro, what's your waist size? I want to know if my clothes will still fit once I get to Skeleton City. Currently 196 pounds. Goal is 130 pounds. So I have some old jeans from high school, actually, and they are 29-32. So 29 waist. And
you haven't been able to fit those in
I have not been able to
10 years probably?
Like, dude, I tried those on once, like when thought I was starting to get skinny. I was losing weight, and I was like, I don't know what I was at, 160 pounds. Like, I couldn't even fit one leg into
you were probably more like a 34 at that point.
Yeah,
right?
I was probably I think I got up,
which you had never seen previously.
I think I got up to like a 34 waist. Or 36 or whatever at my heaviest. And yeah, now I'm 29-32. And if I wanted to, I could probably do 28. But 29-32 is comfortable for me. Always a great video. Just curious, Mrs. Skeleton. I've had great success following the diet with your wonderful inspiration and all the free materials. Previously, I've heard you mention not having hair loss issues. Have you experienced any fallout yet? I'm on my 3rd month doing this and starting to notice I'm losing hair pretty significantly now. Ugh. What would you recommend? Do I need to stop? Add more protein? Do you have any suggestions? Okay, so before we go further, like, I want to read this. I found this on Reddit. It was like the first thing I found. I Googled this word, telogen effluvium, and the definition is a reversible condition in which hair falls out after a stressful experience. This is very common. Telogen effluvium, that's like the medical term. Sounds like something out of Harry Potter. But that is basically very common in losing weight. So I looked this up on Reddit, and this is like the first person. I just want to read her experience really quick, just to sort of give you some insight into it. Hair loss is a common and expected side effect on significant weight loss. It isn't a sign you did something wrong. It's just a natural response your body has to the necessary deficit required to lose tons of body fat. It's called telogen effluvium, and it's self-limiting, resolving within 6 to 12 months following the weight loss. Telogen effluvium basically puts your little follicles in a premature resting phase. They do wake up, it just takes a little time. I just lost 65 pounds slowly over an entire year, ate heaps of protein, 150 plus grams a day, and took my micro and macro nutrition very seriously. And I'm still shedding gobs of hair right now. I have faith that it will return in 6 to 12 months. So this person lost 65 pounds in a year, and that's basically, I lost 66 pounds in a year, or a little less. But yeah, basically significant amount of, that is significant. You think about one of those rice bags you get at Costco, that rice bag's 50 pounds. I like, honestly, insane to think that, well, actually both of us have lost over a rice bag each. Lost a rice, like, if you put that rice bag on my back right now and had me walk around, like, or ride a bike up a hill, like, there's no way, like, it would be insane. So that is very significant. But it's not that I noticed, like, a ton of hair loss, but what somebody did tell me is that when I was eating in maintenance, because I took a couple breaks on my weight loss, like, on the way down, I took a break at, like, 145 pounds, because I didn't know what the bottom, I didn't know what my goal weight of Skeleton City was, but I took a break at 145 pounds and I got a haircut, and I was maintaining for like a month or so, or a little over a month. And the hairdresser, she is like, wow, you have tons of baby hairs like popping up. I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, like, what, did you lose weight or something? I'm like, yeah, actually I just lost like 50 pounds. And she's like, oh yeah, that's very common. She said she sees it all the time. People that lost weight, and then, the point is it comes back and little baby hairs sprout up. So I would not be worried about it. If I were you, like, and that's the thing. It's like, of course, like, this doesn't happen to everybody, but like, of course that's concerning. You know what I mean? Like, if you're losing your hair, you're like, great. Like, I'm going to get skinny, but I'm going to be bald in the same time, But like, that is a natural thing. Your body does not want to lose weight, and it didn't want to be that fat. It's like, getting that fat was very extreme. It was an extreme thing for you, me, her to do. To get that fat was extreme. To get that off of our body, you got to put it through extreme measures. So like, to have some hair loss, I wouldn't stress about it.
Yeah, and I actually said in a previous video, I didn't say that I have had no experience with it. I actually have noticed some hair loss. It just wasn't anything like super crazy. But from what I've read, like he said, the body doesn't want to lose weight. So what it's doing is it's like, we're not going to worry about the hair side. Like, we're going to focus on like whatever they're doing with the body and the weight. Like, we need to focus all our energy on that. And they stop.
Or I think it like wants to make sure your vital organs. I think I read that
it's trying to mostly focus on like the necessary things, and things that it doesn't think necessary, like hair. It's like, yeah, forget about that. We're not going to focus on that right now. So yeah, I have noticed some thinning as well, but actually I noticed the other day, I have baby hairs growing in too, like that long. Like, I have them right here, and they're coming in kind of like curly, which is why it, like, my hair, it's like, it's just different, but it's coming in, which is weird because I didn't even take a break, so I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, my point is, I've noticed the same amount of hair loss basically from the first time we started this. I didn't know why. We were still eating tier 3 at the time, so we were still eating like adequate amounts of protein and everything. So it's not like I'm not eating enough protein, I should stop doing this. No matter if I'm eating tier 1 or if I'm eating tier 3 or whatever, it's just because your body's losing weight and, you're in a little bit of a deficit that, like, your body's trying to reserve everything it needs.
And if you, like, and you could spend hours on Reddit or the internet, but I guarantee you can find, because you follow people that eat a mixed macro diet. Like, they're not on a low-fat diet, and they lost hair.
No, I think one lady that I follow lost like 90 pounds in the past year and a half. And she said she lost like half her hair. And I'm pretty sure she's doing like a high protein approach to it. So I don't, like, from what I've researched, the macros don't matter. And
like, because keto people lose their hair. So it's like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's, I wouldn't blame it on, oh, your keto diet. You know what I mean? That's what everybody wants to do. Like, blame it on, oh, your diet made you lose hair.
She went fruitarian and lost all her hair and stuff. Like,
you can lose, did the keto guy lose his hair because he was on the keto diet or because he lost 100 pounds? You know?
Like, I'm going to try and lose 100 pounds from this time I started to the time I'm done. Like, it's going to be a lot of weight. So, like, do you not think that your body's going to have some responses? Like, I've noticed changes. Like, I actually sweat a lot more, too. And I've heard that that's, like, a hormonal thing. Like, your body's in, like, kind of a different state. It's like when you're pregnant. Like, I also noticed hair loss after having my son. And that's another hormonal thing where your body's, like, has just gone through this change. And it's trying to rebalance everything and re-regulate. So I think it's kind of like the same thing. You know, it says when it goes through stress, and that doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Like, oh, you're stressed out, you should stop doing that. Like, no, you're putting your body under a temporary stress to lose your weight, and your hair will come back when you're done. And the term for it that you looked up, I forgot what it's called. It's a temporary thing, and it says it'll grow back in,
6 to 12 months.
6 to 12 months. I heard 3 to 6 months, and
yeah, mine was like, honestly, like 1-2 months. You know what I mean? I had 1 month. I had baby hairs popping back up. So, yeah, I wouldn't.
I think it's to be expected, and I wouldn't stop doing it. Like, if what you're doing, I mean, unless you're losing weight too fast and you're losing a lot of hair, maybe just make sure you're losing at a reasonable rate.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm losing at a reasonable rate, and my hair is kind of coming out at a reasonable rate too. It's nothing like if I was pulling out like globs of hair, I'd be concerned,
Yeah. And that's another reason on why, slow weight loss is pro weight loss. Like, whether it's losing hair or loose skin or whatever, slower is, so you didn't say how much weight you had lost, but maybe you could, if it's crazy fast, maybe you could tone that back. And
but they said it was after a few months, so you've probably lost a good amount if it's been a few months already. But yeah, your body, it's never gonna want to do this, so the slower and easier you can do it, like, the better. Just for everything, for sustainability, your hair loss, your loose skin, whatever it is, like, slow weight loss is pro weight loss.
All right, we're going to cut it here. So thanks for all the good questions and comments. We were thinking about doing a live. Let me know in the comments, any of you that got this far, let me know in the comments. Would you rather see us do this live? Like,
the only thing with the live is, like, we couldn't pop up the questions.
Yeah.
But I guess we'd be reading the questions that they put on the live stream more so.
Yeah, but it also, like, it wouldn't be as fast. Like, we edit this. So, like,
yeah, if we, like, go on a ramble or if we pause or if we, stumble over words, like, we'll cut that out. So it's easier for you guys to listen to and take in. But
so that's why I don't, let me know. If you want us to go live and you'd rather, do this Q&A sort of format live, we are considering trying that sometime this week. But yeah, let us know. And in the meantime, you want something answered, leave us a question and we'll try to answer it in the next Q&A. So thanks for watching. And until next time, my friends, stay bony.